They told me, chase the light. Pray harder, smile bigger, think positive, bury the pain. Dress it up in pretty affirmations and call it healing. But nobody told me what happens when the darkness don't stay buried. See, I try to be light. I wore peace like a costume, spoke love through clenched teeth, called myself healed, while my shadows screamed in silence. Jealousy, tucked behind I'm just observing. Anger, dressed up as righteous truth. Fear, hiding under I'm just being cautious. And the whole time, I thought I was evolving, but I was just avoiding. Because enlightenment ain't about pretending you glow, it's about admitting what still burns. It's not halos and high vibrations, it's sitting in the parts of you you don't want nobody to see. It's saying, yeah, that was me. I did that, I felt that. I ain't proud of it, but I'm not running from it either. That's the work, not imagining angels, but confronting the demons that learned your name. Because your shadow, it don't disappear, it just waits for a moment of weakness to take the wheel. And if you don't face it, you become it. So I stopped chasing light and I started asking questions. Why does that trigger me? Why do I need validation? Why does silence make me uncomfortable? Why do I react? Before I reflect, that's when I realized the darkness wasn't my enemy, it was my teacher. Every flaw, a lesson, every wound, a map, every ugly truth, a doorway to something real. See, anybody can pretend to be healed, that's easy. But it takes strength to sit with yourself when there's no audience, no filters, no lies, just you. And everything you've been avoiding hits lightning. Not perfection, but awareness. Not escape, but confrontation. Not I am only light. But I see all of me, and I'm still standing. Because the real glow don't come from ignoring the darkness. It comes from walking through it, eyes open and saying, I see you, I understand you, but you don't control me anymore. That's power. That's truth. That's awakening.
Rise and be new.
Everybody claiming they got the truth, selling certainty dressed in a tailored suit. They don't want questions, they want control. One lie repeated can capture a soul. Watch what you swallow, watch what you praise. Some build a prison and call it away. Guard your mind like a sacred ground. Not every voice deserves your crown. If they fear your questions, ask another one. If they demand your silence, you already won. Falsehood, don't let it live inside your head. Falsehood, question every word they say. Stand tall, don't let fear become your guide. BOS, protect the kingdom that's inside. Think, think, wait, think, 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 wait, think, 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 think. Every generation inherits a flame. Sometimes it's wisdom, sometimes it's chains. Learn to separate truth from the noise. Your greatest weapon is making a choice. Don't rent your conscience, don't sell your sight. Even the brightest light shines like light. The strongest minds never follow blind. They test every claim before they decide. Pause, breathe, observe. Not every teacher is a guide. Not every crowd is right. Not every loud voice speaks wisdom. Falsehood. Break the cycle while you can. Falsehood. Think before you join the clan. Stand free. Your mind is yours to keep. DOX. Stay awake and never sleep. Question. Observe, think, awaken. Question. Observe, think, awaken.
Be my disciple.
"41 trips around the sun. This is not just a birthday. This is evidence. Evidence that pain can become wisdom. Fear can become freedom. And survival can become evolution." Neo X. 41 years of evolution. I was born in a storm, had to learn how to breathe. Carrying invisible wounds nobody could see. Words became weapons, trust became fear. Had to grow through the pain I survived through the years. Childhood innocence taken before I understood. Trying to find light while surviving what I could. I spent years asking life, why am I here? Searching for purpose while wrestling with fear. I moved through relationships looking for a home. Sometimes feeling crowded, sometimes feeling alone. Loved people deeply, gave more than I should. Till I learned loving myself was also something good. Walked away from friendships, poisoning my peace. Learned that every ending is not the defeat. Some people were lessons, some people were signs. Some had to be released so I could reclaim my mind. Every scar became a map. Every tear became a language. Every loss became a lesson. Every ending helped me change. 41 years, still evolving. Every chapter made me stronger. Through the darkness, through the fire, I kept climbing, reaching higher. I broke the chains, rewrote my name, turned my trauma into purpose. 41 years, still becoming. This is my evolution. Evolve, 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 evolve. I survived it all. Evolve, 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 evolve. Still standing tall. My mind went to war, I got lost for a season. Temporary psychosis had me fighting for a reason. Fear wrapped around me, anxiety spoke. But I faced every shadow and slowly awoke. Now I think more deeply, question what I am told. A philosopher's spirit with a warrior soul. I no longer fear questions, I examine the claim. Truth should survive when you put it through flame. I escaped from a system that controlled me with fear. A religious cult that kept judgment too near. They told me that was evil, told me questions were wrong. But I found my own freedom and reclaimed my song. Now I help others deconstruct what they were taught. Showing them that freedom begins with a thought. I do not give them answers or tell them what to believe. I remind them they have every right to question and leave. I face my anxiety, stared it down in the eye. I have walked through the darkness and still chose life. I am not what they did, I am not what I lost. I am everything I built, no matter the cost. Truck rolling forward, miles under the wheels. The road gave me silence, the silence helped me heal. Building the OX, decoding the night, turning pain into power and darkness into light. I am the code breaker, the truth translator, a thinker, survivor, and fearless creator. World's greatest auntie, stepmother with pride. I have people I love and a reason to thrive. To the little girl who thought she was broken, I hear you. I am not celebrating perfection. I am celebrating survival. I am celebrating freedom. I am celebrating every version of me that refused to give up. 41 years down, and I am still evolving. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me.
All right, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. Can y'all hear me? Can I get a mic check? Can I get a mic check, please? Mic check, mic check. Mic check, please. I see Terry in the building already putting the disclaimers out there. Mic check, mic check. Okay. Well, it sounds good. This is not gonna be a long video because I got uh another video following this one. I might put a break. I might reschedule that later on. I'm waiting for some groceries. Y'all know I have to save time and stuff. I get my groceries delivered to my truck sometimes, so I'm actually waiting because I had hoped that the groceries is gonna come sooner than before I start the show. But this is like the third time that this happened where um my groceries always come when I'm like doing the show. So you're gonna see me peek at my phone a lot, and then I reschedule my show after I get my groceries. The second show. The second show. Okay, second one. But I hope everybody's doing well. Peace to you, peace. When I used to be an Israelite, I used to say shalom. We used to say shalom. But other than that, hold on, let me turn this truck off because it's too I think the mic picking up too much of the wind. Hold on. All right. All right. So yeah, when I was an Israelite, when I was heavily indoctrinated, when I was in a cult, I subscribed to the Black Hebrew Israelite religion, the falsehood, false teaching, false lights. We used to say shalom, and shalom just simply mean peace. So I hope y'all are finding peace out there in your heart. I hope all. I like for real. I'm like when I was hesitant about doing this video because sometimes people always think there's some type of uh gimmick sometimes with me, and I'm like, I'm the most transparent person on this internet. Right, the reason why I turn on my camera a lot, just so people who are well educated on body language and how people speak, and just so y'all can purely see my energy and just see that everything I do is pure. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm transparent. I turn on the camera just so you can feel the environment, feel the mood, then sometimes just so people can check on you, because sometimes I used to have that camera on and I wasn't doing all right, and some people saw it through just looking at my eyes and my body language, right? But I just kind of like, I was like, I hope they ain't worried that you gonna sit up here and try to start some shit. Not, so shout out to Miss Sean, and then shout out to Chief Cali. Okay, let's start there. Now, this live, I'm mostly going to address my thoughts and opinion about Kevin Wesley and Cali squashing their beef. I'm only going to briefly speak on me and Cali's relationship dynamic with personally between me, him, and his beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fiance, Miss Sean. Um, I think there's more layers. I think a relationship, friendship between men and men, and a friendship between a man and a woman, regardless of how I dress, even though I'm masculine presenting, I keep telling y'all, this is just a costume, right? This is an outward opinion, but inward opinion, I am just as normal as the next female, right? I think like a woman, right? I dress like a guy, but what society says how men dress, but inwardly I am all woman, all female, and not ashamed to say that. I'm not trans. I don't have nothing against trans people, but I'm not trans. I am biologically a female, a woman. So Let me see. I'm sorry, y'all. It's saying she headed towards. I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss her call. So I think there's a little bit more conversations that hopefully me and Cali would eventually get to. I think there's more to some stuff. I'm not gonna state my personal opinion. Cali did mention to his audience and Sean's audience that he did reach out to some people. And fortunately, I was one of the people, and I mean, everybody knows how I used to feel about Cali. Cali was my brother. Cali was a man I love. You can talk or diss or say no shit about Cali around me and ain't expect Neo to come for you with the sniper, right? So Cali clearly is somebody who y'all know out of all my relationship with different men on YouTube. Y'all know my number one brother is Chris Harris, right? And then it was Cali right after that, right? But I think me and Cali, I think there's more of a conversation that needs to be had. Um, I think it's different when men apologize to each other and when women apologize to a man and vice versa. I think there's just some things that it's okay to forgive and move on, but the best way to make sure that something doesn't happen again in the future is make sure that both parties understood that they both and understand or overstand what happened. That's the best way to keep repeating history, right? To keep it from repeating again. If I am consciously aware of my actions and you're consciously aware of your actions, and we both got an understanding how it made both of us feel, and it's taken in considerations, we don't have to worry about that ever happening again in the future because we already know, right? We know better. So, but like I said, he did reach out to me, and maybe one day, who knows, we'll talk about it. Maybe we'll talk about it on the platform. I don't know. Maybe Sean can be there, right? Sean is amazing, y'all. I love talking to Sean, yo. I don't know how many of y'all are friends with Sean in real life or know Sean in real life. Sean is she that when I say emotional intelligence gifted, like Sean is really good at exposing your biases, understanding your biases, and get you to see things from a different perspective. You know, even though I know Miss Sean didn't want to give herself full credit on Callie's growth. Um, I think that's a way of her being humble, being humble. And I want to say that I think you absolutely did contribute a major part in this man's growth. Cause I know Cali. I know Cali longer than you know Cali, right? And a lot of us fans and supporters and friends and stuff known Cali longer than you. And when I tell you, the old Cali would not have had apologized or wanted to squash things with Kevin, like on the level that he's doing it now. The old Cali definitely wouldn't have had done that. Hell, to be honest with you, I can't remember how long ago this was. Maybe it was last year or the year before. Me and Callie got a video of us doing a video together saying "fuck Kevin Wesley for life," right? And that's around the time when Kevin and Amora was trying to squash their beef. Kevin was like relieved that a lot of people was getting off his back. Amora was one of them, right? And me and Callie weren't trying to hear that shit. Okay, we even got low key. Well, I can't speak for Cali, but I can speak for myself. We even threw a little energy towards the Queen Throne lady because of even the apology behind that. Me and Cali we was on Kevin neck, and we thought our feelings about him was gonna last forever. Okay, like I honestly thought the anger that kindled inside me towards this man, I was truly convinced it was gonna last forever. But one thing we learned that the heart heals over time. Okay. All right, hold on, y'all. I think this is my food. 1 second. Hey, I'll be right back, y'all.
Is it real? Or is it me? Don't trust your thoughts. I remember nights I couldn't trust my own brain. Every thought felt foreign, like it wasn't my name. Like somebody else was sitting inside my head, turning fear into pictures, bringing nightmares to life instead. Hallucinations and emotion I psyched, but I felt it. Like reality was cracking and my sanity melted. Heart racing like I'm running, but I'm stuck in place, trying to pray it away. But fear looked me in the face. Yeah, they told me believe, but my body said danger. Every scripture felt like it was war with my nature. Logic in a cage, emotions run wild. Felt like I was losing myself in a child. And the scariest part wasn't dying, it was watching my mind start lying. Couldn't tell what's real or pretend. Felt like I was fighting me to the end. I see my mind glitch, I ain't run though. Watch myself break, then I rebuild slow. Faced every demon with no one to hold. Now I move fearless, I'm out of control. You can't break me, I've been in the void. Sat with my thoughts when my soul got destroyed. Trying to manipulate, now you too late. Already faced what you tryna create. I had to sit in the silence with chaos loud. No savior coming, no escaping the crowd. Just me and my thoughts in a war unseen, trying to figure out what reality means. What if fear was a program running on loop? What if panic attacks was a system reboot? What if everything taught was designed for control? That anxiety was the cost of a captured soul. I unplugged, yeah, I chose myself. Had to rebuild truth, had to fix my health. Now I see through illusions, I question it all. Ain't no fear in this system, I'm breaking the wall. I died in my mind, but my body survived. Now I walk like a ghost that came back alive. No fear left, it burned away. I met my demons, they ain't got it safe. I see my mind glitch, I ain't run though. Watch myself break, then I rebuild slow. Faced every demon with no one to hold. Now I move fearless, I'm out of control. You can't break me, I've been in the void. Sat with my thoughts when my soul got destroyed. Trying to manipulate, no, you too late. Already faced what you tryna create. They thought fear would control me, but I walked straight through it. Now I see the code, and I don't fear the system anymore. We are the resistance. We are the resistance.
Sorry about that. My ass had to go get my damn groceries. I was trying to hope that didn't happen, but it did. So it is what it is. My fat ass out of breath too. So I ain't gonna. This ain't gonna be a long lie. I gotta put my groceries away, and I got some frozen things and stuff that I need to get in the refrigerator. But where I left off at, um, where I was, I think I was talking about. I think I was talking about Sean. Um, okay, yeah, I was talking about how me. Just to pick up where I left off, I was talking about how me and Cali, we weren't trying to ever apologize to Kevin, you know. And I said I think I realized over time the heart does heal over time. You know, resentment resentment starts to become a memory, right? People might not always remember the words you said to them or every word you said, but they always kind of remember how you made them feel. And I think with me and Callie, when we was on Kevin's head, we mostly we mostly we mostly was more focused on how Kevin made us feel, and kind of like we both kind of like was like just passionate. Like we was angry, we was upset, we was mad. But I definitely wanted to say that I know that Sean is very humble. Like when she says that she doesn't have she this is Callie's transformation or whatever. Sometimes people come into your life and influence you for the good, right? Y'all know I often tell y'all with Queen Ye, regardless of our ups and downs, Queen Ye is my longest relationship, right? I've actually been married before and I've been engaged twice. Queen Ye is my third engagement, right? I never married a woman before. I was married to a man, but she's actually my third official engagement and my longest relationship. And there's things in the relationship that I do give her um credit, or I do, praise her for the things that she taught me that I've changed. Like me, I'm very stubborn. I've been stubborn because my mom's stubborn, right? But with Queen Ye, sometimes Queen Ye being around her, me wanting to take my spirituality serious, me wanting to, change the things I don't like about myself, learn how to reflect, learn how to just, you know, practice forgiveness. Queen Yake is somebody who helps me with that, right? Like, don't get me wrong. Sometimes she be like, "Fuck them" for life too. But when she knows it's somebody who I love and care, sometimes she'll tell me, "Just give it time." You never know how things might work out. So I think Sean is definitely uh, a light in this new Cali that y'all know how y'all labeled it new Cali. It's, to me, it's not a new Cali. Uh, this is the Cali who I keep telling y'all who I always kind of knew existed. I just knew what the issue was. Cali has ego issues. I have ego issues. We all practice, uh, what we like. We all practice, you know, suppressing our not suppress. We all practice ego death. Like some of us, there's some things about ourselves we know we don't like. We know people find it distasteful. I know that even though I'm not the favorite person in this saga, I know that I'm like the most uh that's the word I'm looking for. I might not be the most light, but I think I'm the most likely to influence the way someone thinks. I think I am the flame that sparks. I'm the flicker that sparks the flame in a lot of people's head. They ain't gonna give me credit for it because they don't like me because of my choice of words do turn people off, right? But I think I am one of the voices that people do take in consideration. So, with this being said, with Callie and Kevin, this is what I see about. I feel about it. I think it's a good thing. Now, do any of us expect these men to be best friends overnight? No, right? Because it's over 5 years of, you know, mud slaying, shootings, words lashing. I mean, words hurt, regardless of people want to admit that or not. It was too much things that was said between both parties, right? Sometimes both parties went really, really low to the point that even I was like disappointed in Kevin because I felt like he was the most wiser out of all of us. Kevin, I know Cali looked at him like well, he said big brother, older. Who's older, Kevin or Cali? I can't remember. But that they had this relationship, and I looked up to Kevin. I don't know if Cali looked up to Kevin the way I did, but Kevin was somebody who I looked up to, who I had a huge regard and respect, promoted him everywhere I went, even when I was in the conscious community, right? I even said the man was my master teacher, right? Now Neil X is a little more wiser, right? And now I don't have any master teachers, right? I learned a lesson from the universe about putting people on a pedestal. You know, I had to learn that nobody's perfect. In my eyes, I made Kevin perfect. Some of that is some of my fault. Some of it is some of his fault, but some of it, me, I don't need to leave one religion to fall under somebody else and now label them my master at teaching. I just know I was very, very heavily inspired by the man. Hence my name, where it came from, Neil S. It came from Kevin Wesley's Matrix series when he talked about that, right? But I know that the healing ain't gonna happen overnight, but I hope it does happen. And if either one of them see my video, Kevin or Cali, Neil S just want to say to both of you guys that the community needs you, right? This deconstruction community that we're trying to build and be a part of, we need y'all. Like when you said y'all saw yourselves as leaders, even when you didn't want to be a leader, right? The community needs y'all to rise. You know what I'm saying? Like for this community to rise, because with the political drama that's going on, with the economic problems and the everyday things that people face, people are tired of religion, right? Some of them are going to die indoctrinated. You can't save everyone. We all acknowledge that, right? But some of them need a path, right? Me being an omnist, I truly believe in the Eastern philosophy that says that all rivers lead to the ocean, regardless of how people want to um use their imagination to imagine God, to give a God an attribute, to give it characteristics of human like behavior, or to justify their behavior by blaming every goddamn thing on the devil, right? Some of us, we kind of need something more than a sky daddy, right? A lot of us are suffering down here. Some of us are confused. We don't know what our purpose in life. Some of us really feel like we are lost. You know, the sky daddy that our ancestors worship, and our grandparents and our mothers, some of us worship, doesn't seem to respond to us the way that we would like it. Being that this sky daddy is so okay with the racist people that pushes its its will, right? Because I don't care what nobody say. White Christianity is foundation white supremacy. Well, I'm gonna do a lesson on it one day. But we need y'all, because you Kevin, Cali, that when we are bold enough to say to this system, to this scary matrix, when we're bold enough to say to this matrix that we are not going to run with this program no more, right? We're not going to be indoctrinated. We're not going to believe in this ideal of God that you're teaching us. When we take the red pill and wake up and say, hey, I see the code, I see the truth, I see what's going on here, you know what happens to us. We lose our friends, family shun us, some of us parents start speaking to us. I mean, I don't want to say I was already the lucky one because I was already estranged from my mom before, but I'm sure she would be flipping her fucking lid if she found out how I truly felt about religion. Now, at my Uncle Johnny's funeral, I think she sensed that I wasn't feeling the shit, me and my little brother. Right? Me and my little brother was in there fucking with people. We should have been. It was because we got annoyed. We got tired of the fake worshiping and the pride and it's maybe me and him will do a live because my little brother might do a show with me. Maybe me and him will talk about what happened at the church and how he pissed my mom off for not standing up when they asked all the Christian men to stand up, and how my mama forced my nephews to stand up. And one of my nephews is he on my level. I keep telling y'all he been here before. He ain't feeling this religious shit, but that we not digress too far off the topic. But we know we need y'all, man. Y'all know how difficult it is for us. Y'all see some like Cali firsthand, bro. You seen firsthand how the sisterhood, this saga, that as soon as you remember, I used to get a lot of people watching me, even when I was bashing. But as soon as they found out I don't fuck with they God, you remember how I turned into the devil overnight, bro? I wasn't the devil when I was participating in negativity, when I was insulting people, when I was calling people out of their name, being disrespectful, mocking them, mimicking, and them. For some reason, when I was operating my lower vibrational self, that wasn't demonic, but my unbelief is demonic. It still blows me how they connect the two when the Bible actually say the people who are really considered demonic are people who are disobedient. The lack of faith of for somebody. If you know your Bible, the Bible says God is the reason why certain people don't believe, and why some people do believe. If you believe in the Bible, which I don't believe. But what's up, Ivan, baby? You on the other channel? Cause I had to realize that you be popping up on my backup channel. God say, where the hell Ivan ass be at? Cause when I be looking on my page, I be like, oh, he on the backup channel. So but peace to you, Ivan. But the community needs y'all to rise, cause y'all know how difficult this journey is for us, Kevin and Cali. Now, like I said, I can't force nothing in between y'all that organically don't happen. Only you truly to believe as men. Can y'all really get past this? Can it really be healing? You feel what I'm saying? I would totally understand if Kevin would say, I don't want to have nothing to do with neither one of these people. You feel what I'm saying? I would understand. Trust me. I wouldn't blame him because we know that our actions also affected his family. I get it. I definitely get it. But hopefully, Kevin realized that. I hope Kevin realized that he is a part of this big program. He was selected. He is a chosen one, right? To help people wake up from this matrix, because it's a prison, right? We need our nervous system free, right? We need our mental health free. We need knowledge. And the only way you're going to obtain knowledge is if you go seeking for it and learn how to critically think and examine things for yourself. Stop letting this system tell you how to think. Just stop letting it tell you how to think. Think for yourself. Deep down inside, some of y'all know something don't feel right. I laugh at it a little bit more now, hence why I even made my latest video, right? Because there's just some people, when I say think, just really critically think about this religion. How come the worst of the worst type of people subscribe to this religion? White supremacy being the biggest example. The church, the Catholic Church, how they ordained slavery, approved it, and even tried to use biblical Bible texts out of context to enslave people in the continent of Africa, mainly in the West Coast, right? The most peaceful ones, the ones who weren't going to really put up much of a fight. That they even tried to say it was a promise from God. Even what's going over there with Israel and the genocide and with the Middle East wars and stuff, people arguing because a promise from God, right? One second. One second. Let me answer this text real quick. One second. My fault, my fault. But yeah, so just critically think, why the people, the worst people in the world, why do they need this guy daddy? Why do they need this God? Why is there a religion pushed to the masses that says that a person can do the most heinous shit in the world to one another, but if they submit to a God and worship a God, right? Worship this God in their afterlife, where most of us believe our karma is, there's no penalty for it. White supremacy, they gave you white Jesus. They needed a white savior complex because the whole world seen what these group of people were doing. Even in this country right now, the bigots that took over, the bigotry that took over, and there's people regretting their votes and stuff now, right? Majority of these people we know subscribe to these Abrahamic religion. And all of them is trash. I keep telling people it's not just Christianity. I say all of them, Judaism and Islam, and anything that falls under that. When I made my song, The False Light, even a certain person who I know, the games that they're playing. Some people see the truth. They think it's funny because they know I'm not lying. And then some of them, I like, look at them. They so fixated on a parasocial relationship with an influencer, they neglecting the actual teachings that they Bible encouraged them to do. There's some people struggling. They have questions, they don't know who to talk to. But I feel like Kevin, this community needs someone of your intelligence. How you have a photographic memory, right? When you're focused, right? When you upset, your memory is a little, shaky. But when you focus, can regurgitate information like that. That's a sign of smart. You've been very smart and intelligent. Cali, we need your boldness. I mean, bold as hell. Everyone ain't like that. I mean, not afraid to speak how you feel, not afraid to challenge somebody and be like, hey, do you really think what you said made sense? You know? Now, there are certain little things that among the three of us, we know we don't agree with. Certain things I believe y'all don't agree, and vice versa, politically or philosophically, right? But I think the overall agenda that we are, aware of, that we all know, all three of us are deconstructioners. Some of us are just better at other. Kevin is more gifted. I deliver mines the way I do. I'm more artistic. I'm an artist, right? AI has been a great tool for me, even though I know it's gonna take over a lot of people's jobs, and it's gonna eliminate work for a lot of people. Hell, it's gonna eventually eliminate my job as a truck driver, right? The best thing I can tell people to do is learn how to use the material, because this AI is not going nowhere. Because we are becoming smarter people, right? But we all have our gifts, and the community needs y'all. The community, I'm telling y'all, think about it, Kevin. Look how much support you lost. Look how much support Cali lost. Look how much support I lost. You feel what I'm saying? Even though Kevin's on was more massive because he had the higher numbers, right? We lost people who reached out to us, right? Even I don't lost supporters reached out to us and say, hey man, your video inspired me. Your video changed me. I love the way you talk about this. Oh, I never thought about this. Okay, you send me more information. Can you talk to me on the phone? I recently talked to a supporter. I recently finally got Miss Shirley on the phone. Y'all, if y'all know Miss Shirley, she come in as Miss Wright on here, and I supposed to be interviewing her. I forgot to call her to let her know that I'm gonna interview her another day because I wanted to do these two videos, but I'm gonna set aside another day this week to interview her because I definitely want y'all to hear what this lady been through, man. I think Miss Shirley told me she's 74, if I'm not mistaken. I hope I'm not too far off on her age. Wisdom, not the typical grandmother. I would love for y'all to see an older woman talk about why she, because there ain't too many elders out there who don't fuck with religion. Most of them are very religious because that was their culture. I would love for y'all to hear a older woman speak on questioning religion, how she feel about it, and the racisms that she been through, right? But hearing from her, Miss Shirley lifted my spirit. That's probably why I was in a good mood. That's probably what inspired me to go ahead and do this video to talk to Cali and Kevin, right? Just listening to Miss Shirley. Miss Shirley was regurgitating my talking points that I said like 3-4 years ago. And I said, when I was talking to her, I said, "Oh my God, you really heard a lot of my messages." And she said, "Sure, I did." My memory is still, I might be older, but my memory, my long-term memory is still, there. Now my short-term memory could be a little iffy. But she was regurgitating things that I said, "Dang, I ain't had that. I ain't speak on that in years, but knew what I said." And I said, "See, that's why it's important for Kevin and Callie to understand that we do impact people. That we don't need to be shitting on each other or let other people shit on us and act like our work is in vain." Kevin, there's a video somewhere in your history where you told these Christians they ain't gonna be able to stop shit. Well, even when they was wishing death on you, right? You remember when you got out that hospital bed? The video that inspired me the most about you, bro? The one that made me said I'm rocking with this nigga, whoever he is, right? Even though I knew who you was, but I officially was rocking with you that day. When you got out that hospital bed and told them when they was wishing death on you, they wanted you to die, they wanted you to be afraid, they wanted your nervous system to be active, they wanted you to have panic attacks, anxiety, and call out on the God that you refusing to worship. Remember when they was telling you they want you to die and you got out that hospital bed with your skinny arms, because you know your health, and said that ain't no God can kill me. Ain't no gods. You challenged all the gods, bro. You challenged them all. My anxiety about how I felt about that Sky Daddy died that day. Fear, I was like, shit, if he ain't dropped dead yet, what the hell I need to be afraid of? Let me go ahead and follow this man a little and see what he got going on. You remember when you did that, Kevin? Challenged all the gods. You called them all out, not just Christianity, all of them. Told them no God can kill you. And you got better. Remember? We need y'all. We need you, Kevin. We need you, Callie. Now, me personally, I do think impactfully, y'all will be a great duo. I really truly believe that. That's how the most of us, that's how we remember y'all, right? It divided. You remember a lot of people were divided. A lot of people was hurt. Hell, I was hurt when it was happening because I didn't want to choose a side. I love Callie's personality. Me and him wasn't friends yet. He didn't know that Neo X was Sister Zion at that time, right? He didn't know who was watching him. Kevin kind of knew Sister Zion, but he didn't connect that it was Neo until later on, right? That I had changed my name. But y'all, we a lot of us enjoyed seeing y'all together. Now, I'm not telling either one of y'all to rush into this, because I can even tell by some of Callie's uh speech yesterday in his video, I could tell that there's a little hesitation there on his end too. And it could be because you're not really sure. We all have our both of our nervous. Oh, you watching show? Oh, okay. There go my girl Miss Shirley. This is who I was just telling y'all about. Miss Shirley, I was just telling the people about me speaking to you, you know, and how you even just talking to you when you was just letting me know all the things you remember me saying years ago and how my certain talking points and stuff, how you inspired me that this is not in vain. You never know who's watching you, and I definitely still want to do my interview with you. I'm just gonna do yours later on this week because I wanted to knock out these 2 videos, right? But I'm definitely still want to interview you, Miss Shirley. And again, thank you for the conversation. It was needed, and you know you you made me feel important, Miss Shirley. Because sometimes we go through it, we feel like everybody hate us, right? Especially when you know nobody likes us. Do everybody hate me because I speak my mind? Like you made me feel like I'm important, and I appreciate that, and that my words are not falling on deaf ears. And then being a woman, a elder, right, in the community, somebody full of wisdom, being that you giving me your stamp of approval for me to keep going and stay the path, that means a lot to me, Miss Shirley. Miss Sean said, "Hi, Neo. I'm late and I was listening from the beginning. Thank you so much for your kind words. I sincerely appreciate it. Probably more than I deserve, but I appreciate it. I know you just being humble. You being humble, Sean. But from my perspective, I think you did play a big part in this. I think you did. I know Cali. Cali wouldn't have never apologized. Who is that man? But at the same time, it was the man I always knew existed. I knew Cali went like I might have had my personal issues with him, but I seen his heart the day I met with him and fed the homeless. I watched Cali on how he moved. We might not agree politically. There's some things I feel like, we just ain't gonna agree. He see things from a man's point of view. I see things as a humanitarian, right? But even he had some humanitarian in him when he was passing out those tents and feeding them. And I watched him. I was looking over at him, watching him, and I knew his heart then. And I was okay. I know he just not a perfect man. Who's perfect? But I do believe he got a good heart. I just think ego sometimes get in the way. Shit, I know. I've been there. I don't cursed out plenty of motherfuckers when a fucking conversation would have kept it from happening. But me being stubborn, I remember when I had to apologize to Sean, y'all. I remember that phone call. And I remember when I made that conscious decision. And it wasn't because of what happened with me in the false light that led to that. It wasn't like, you know, well, let me take that back because I get the timing. It, it the timing of it may appear that it was because of the false light. But the truth is I was feeling guilty the whole time. I had to apologize to somebody besides Sean about something else I said because there were some things I was feeling guilty. I think when me and the false light fell out and I fell out with that group that I was a part of, I think that's what made me say, Neo, it's time to really like step it up and grow. Enough distractions. You need to be around people you're more compatible with, like-minded people, and you need to start teaching the people. Even before I fell out with the dude Sonetta, right? Even before I fell out with his whole community embraced me, right? Simply because of how I was giving the knowledge, encouraging the young people, challenging the information, right? Before the whole toxic shit happened with them over there. Some people recognize my potential, right? But I knew I was wrong for how I talked to Sean that day in those text messages and some of the things I said on the video. And we talked it out as women. And her being a very forgiving person, of course, it wasn't even hardly no blowback, no pushback. It was, okay, Neo, I appreciate you calling. And then we went on from there, right? It takes a big person to apologize. Even sometimes if you don't even feel like you're wrong, or all the way wrong, it takes that's growth. Cause Sean didn't have to apologize for nothing, right? Kevin, even when Kevin apologized to me for the things he said to me about my brother, that really pissed me off, that made me so angry. Even me being stubborn and still trying to be loyal, because at the time me and Cali was still friends. I felt like if I would accept Kevin's apology, I would have been betraying Cali. Even though I wanted to tell Kevin so bad that I accept his apology. You know, I wanted to start the healing process. I was inspired by both of these men. Kevin gave me the knowledge. Cali gave me the boldness. The rest was up to me, and now you see who you see. And I'm not stopping until it's time for me to clock out. So it's time for me to move on to the next place of where we go after we die. If there's somewhere that we go after we die, I got to do what I was meant to do here, put down here to do. Kevin know this is a game. Cali know this is a game. I know this is a game. Sky Daddy is a game by the elites of the people who run this world. They need y'all to believe in this for control. They need your nervous system to be haywire and in chaos so you won't question the system. So you can eat bad food, pay overpriced items, barely afford your home, barely can educate yourself or your children. They need y'all to be a part of that system. Take political stances that you know are morally wrong, right? They need you to be bigots sometimes. They need you to discriminate. They need you not to put any action behind making the world a better place. They need y'all to believe that God is going to destroy the world anyway. So why should we fix world hunger? Why should we stop sex trafficking? Jesus is going to return anyway. We wasting our time. We need to wait for the new world. They need y'all to believe in that. So you won't get to question what they're doing. Why they building a paradise here on earth for them and their generations and for control. I'm gonna speak on this last part and then I'm gonna end my live because I definitely want to get to my second video. Let me see what Sean said. Yeah, he has a big heart. You both are stubborn, but both of you have grown a lot, and it shows. We all need to grow. To be honest, yeah, like I mean, whatever don't grow is dead, right? So it's like who's perfect? The point somebody out in this whole saga who was perfect, and I will expose a liar to you. Even Neo says I ain't perfect. I just let it be known that hey, like some of us ain't the same. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm finna give you an example. Kevin and Cali squashing the beef, I think is divinely timed, right? I think this is the universe, right? But look how the way that these two, are squashing their beef and choosing to reconcile the way they choose to reconcile. Notice that there was no conflict where, like, for example, Cali didn't apologize because he fell out with one of Kevin's uh arch enemies or one of Kevin's friends. Or, you get what I'm saying? Because in this saga, y'all know when some of these girls be doing that fake positive when they be doing those fake lies and fake positivity and oh Jesus is Lord bull crap. We know that a lot of this stuff when people was getting on the phone and forgiving each other and apologizing and jumping into each other chats, they didn't make shit right with people or apologize until they fell out with somebody. Right? Cause like one of the girls I apologize is in the GG sisters for something I said that was clearly out of pocket. Right? It didn't take me to fall out with somebody she didn't like to recognize that I was dead ass wrong for something I said to her. And I was wrong for it. But notice that's why I said this Cali extending the olive branch to Kevin, this is genuine. It ain't no agenda behind that. Cali was like, hey, some shit I'm finna get off my chest. I'm finna grow. I'm finna, I got a beautiful fiance. I'm starting a new chapter in my life. I'm doing better and bigger things. There's some stuff I'm finna let go. Just like when he decided to cut off his dreads. Now y'all know some people understand that dreads, or what we like to call locks, right? They have for different meanings to some of us. Why some people choose to lock their hair. Now mine's a spiritual. I can't speak for Cali, but even him chopping off his hair, right? Symbolically, he's releasing all that negative energy that he once built in his hair, the negative things, that negative weight. The dreads can get heavy over time. They can get matted and mildew if you don't take care of it properly. I'm not saying that was his hair. Please don't twist my words. Not saying that at all. But even him releasing his locks was as a way of him showing he's shedding another side of he's transforming, and he's letting his dreads, or what some call the dreadful energy in his past go, so he can start over anew. My locks, I can simply tell y'all, I have deeper meanings of why I grow my hair, but one that I don't mind sharing with the audience. My hair is to teach me to be consistent. When I start something, finish it. And whatever I start, cultivate it. Take care of it and let it grow. Right? But with Cali, even with him chopping off his locks, I even saw that as something symbolic and spiritually. Letting it go, all that dead energy. Letting it go. Just letting it shed. He cut his hair off. Now, whatever reason he did that, I don't know if he shared it with y'all or not. I didn't watch all his videos, but I watched majority of the video he did on Sean's page. I watched the playback. Even Kevin, his transformation, people been trying to bait Kevin to come out saying little slick shit. Kevin ain't say a damn word. Kevin been focusing on being a dad, which he's always been a good dad. Like, regardless of anybody, that's one thing. Even when I tried to attack that, I couldn't even attack. And y'all know I can find a weak I can find a weak link. And I couldn't have never attack that man's fatherhood. I was like, Neo, you're gonna have to charge that one. Kevin is a good dad. You feel what I'm saying? He was busy doing what he does best, being a good father to his son, his youngest son, right? But we see the growth. Y'all see the growth in me. I told y'all I'm not beefing with nobody. Now, am I gonna stop saying how I feel about stuff? No. But is I'm going to be making content, putting people in the thumbnail, saying their name, cursing them out, plotting revenge about against them? No, fuck no. I'm here to teach. And if they do something that I can have a teachable moment or a teachable lesson, I'm gonna just say it out. Say it out right, right? Not gonna say their name, but I give you just enough so you know who I'm talking about. It's obvious who my song Falsehood is about, obviously, right? But even I'm not gonna beef, but I'm just not gonna stop my artistic expression. I'm still not gonna stop being a content creator. I'm just gonna change how I approach things from now on. All right. I support who I support. I state my opinions of how I feel about things, but I won't be going back and forth with anybody. If you don't like what I say, you just simply don't like what I say. Just like I know some people got their feathers ruffled because I feel like anybody who's mocking Amir Roberts' new fiance, I feel like if you mocking her, you could participate in cyberbullying because I don't recall this girl coming after anybody. From my understanding, if I'm wrong, you could correct me. I don't get the connection. Just because somebody attacked Brianna, you attack Robert's girlfriend. That still don't. Every time people keep saying that to me, I just shake my head and like, y'all are despicable. It's sick, but hey, people gonna die being despicable. It is what it is. But anyway, hopefully, I'm trying to think. Oh, this is the last part of the live. I wanted to break it down. So again, y'all know that I'm very spiritual and very esoterical. The reason why I use the phoenix, I put the phoenix symbol in my video and my thumbnail with Kevin and Cali in there, is because as I was like taking some time, thinking about this after I got off the phone with Sean a few times, and even when I went back and was reading the messages that Cali sent or whatever, when I was thinking about this symbolically, because y'all know I love symbols. Look for the symbols is everywhere. I was thinking about the Phoenix, right? Because Kevin's Rise anthem is something that's forever ingrained into my mind, right? Uh, I think that's a good philosophy to stand on, right? Hold on, Mike. Hold on. My bad. That was Queen Game. Um, I was talking about the rise. When I was thinking about how Kevin like often encourages audience to rise, right? I was thinking about the Phoenix, and if anybody knows anything about the Phoenix, the symbolism behind the Phoenix is a mythical bird, right? Some people believe that it did exist at one point, some people don't, but it's supposed to be an ancient mythical bird, right? And it's known for it when it dies, it bursts into flames, right? It bursts into flames, and but there's a resurrection that can happen with the phoenix where it emerges out of its ashes, and it rises and it flies, through the sky, right? Um when I was a Christian and when I studied different religions about fire, fire represent purification, right? Heat is the even when a glass maker is refining the glass and shaping the glass and molding the glass, or even when a potter is hardening a piece of clay or whatever, fire is used for purification and to set, right? um Even when the Bible talks about like hell, there's some, depending on what type of Christian, they believe that the fire is a purification, is not something forever. I kind of see that. Like I feel like both of these men, they went through their fire, or going through their fire, you know. And when Kevin subconsciously says rise, that when he implants that into our mind, I feel like it's a way that one can like one can embrace the difficult path that they're getting ready to face, because the phoenix is going to come out of the ashes, right? The ashes is the debris that's left behind. The ashes is still the phoenix, but it emerges. Its true nature comes from out of the ashes. If that makes sense. And then the only time you can kill a phoenix, the only time that you can really stop a phoenix from rising is when you rip off his wings, right? If you don't let the phoenix go through the burning process where it burns up and turn into ashes and rise among the ashes, only way you can stop a phoenix from rising is if you break off the wings. And when you break off the wings, they become statues or stone. Some people kind of remember that, if you remember the Kanye West uh the song, I think it's Runaway. I forgot the name of that song. What's the name of that damn song? It's a song he did. It's called Runaway. So where he had the phoenix and the symbolism of the phoenix in that movie. I mean his short film. I put the symbol up there because that's kind of like how I saw how all of this is playing out. Some of us are gonna rise like a phoenix, right? Even with my dream, that when I told y'all about Cali being a zombie, and I told y'all a spiritual person who was reading my energy, who read my cards, she told me to allow this to happen to me, right? Even with that, going through the hurt, the pain, the betrayal, uh, trusting people or whatever, uh, burnt, right? Because it's an internal pain. Because you remember I told y'all like passion is fire, right? Rage is fire. Both things are love, fire, right? But depending on how you use that fire, it determines if you're going to consume something or purify it, right? I'm sorry. It seems like everybody want to hit me up when I'm trying to do this damn show. One second. One second. One second. My bad. Studs been duties call. Um, but now where I left off at though, that's why I hate when I be where I left off at. But is I'm going to be doing this is you remember I told y'all like passion is fire, right? Rate at my car. She told me to allow this to happen to me. When he had the Phoenix and Phoenix. The only time that you can really stop. Okay, I think I was talking about the Phoenix. I ain't finna, but I was saying the only way you can stop a Phoenix is to break the wings, so they become like stone, right? When you become stone, the last expression is the last expression that a stone has. Like a statue doesn't change its facial expressions. It doesn't, you know, people observe it for what it is, and then it moves on. It's lifeless, right? So with Kevin, like I said, seeing what these guys went through, only they truly know how they truly feel about this, how they what they how they what how much they actually value their friendship or whatever they was doing in the community. They know what's important to them. They know what their imperfections are. These are very intelligent dudes, right? Um, I just say as y'all rise through the ashes, like like don't give up. You know, don't give up on the ideal of being like real leaders. Y'all both can really impact the world. You can change the world, right, Kevin? You used to say that all the time. I'm still a believer regardless of everything that we went through. I still believe in you, bro. That never changed. Cali too, right? I talked to your fiance, Cali. I don't know if she told you of not, but I told her how what's holding me up, right? And was very honest about it, right? Um, but I still believe in the both of y'all, and I'm here to say that the community needs y'all to rise like the Phoenix, man. Burn, bro. I mean, it's a great awakening. Y'all seeing it. These young people are waking up. Black people, hell, the one I'm most impressed about is black women. Go to TikTok. Black women is deconstructing like a mother. Okay, it's a lot of males who trying to hold on to it because they want to hold on to the misogyny and patri what's the word, the patriarchal um system. Hopefully I'm saying that word. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The men in charge. Um, what's the word I'm looking for? Y'all know the word. Let me say this word correctly. Like I always be patriarchal. Hopefully I'm saying that right because I always fuck it up. I don't know why I hate that word. But you know, some of these niggas is when they want to subscribe to the patriarchal because they just want to oppress the women, right? They just really want to, that's really about oppression. But a lot of these people waking up, man, they questioning things. I was shocked when somebody who I went to truck driving school was raising hell on on Facebook, driving people crazy because he going through that stage that we all went through, Kevin and Cali. We all went through it where we get on the internet, we're mad, we're angry because we feel like we've been hoodwinked. We feel like everything is a lie, our whole purpose is a lie, our whole existence is a lie. We want to take back every fucking prayer that we ever made, right? And he on there angry, he's mad, but he's gonna need people like me, Kevin, and Cali to help him get through this. Because I'm not. When I kept saying where I was gonna, the direction I was gonna go in my video, I said I'm gonna do what I do, deconstruction. I'm finna do some deconstruction videos. Call out hypocrisy. I think people would actually be better people if they actually knew that they were being accountable. They were going to be held accountable for their sins, right? They don't have a scapegoat. They can't blame everything on the devil. They can't sit up here and preach hell and participate in hellish activities for over 4 years and then suddenly develop a consciousness because a young person, unexpectedly pass away, right? And then think they could just turn on the mic and preach righteousness for a week or two. Well, let's see how long it lasts. Let's see if the fruit is really good fruit. I see through the bullshit because I know the truth about how this person really feels. But then I also am aware that, this person might be pretending also to do all this preaching and teaching because they lost a very, very important supporter. So I heard. Hopefully that supporter see through they BS. So, all right, family. I think I'm gonna end it here. Hold on. One. All right, all right. I think that's it because I got to get to this other video, y'all. Well, I'm gonna put my groceries away, then I'm gonna get to the other video. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else I wanted? Let me look through my notes real quick. I think I did touch on all the stuff. But I'm glad these two men. Oh, because I was gonna play some of Sean's video, but for the sake of time, I'm not. There were some things that Sean and Callie both said in they live. And I just want y'all to know I really do appreciate the positivity that y'all are leaning towards. Stop thinking that people think y'all corny. Okay? Fuck these people if they think you're corny or not. Okay? Is there real love there? Is there happiness there? I know y'all not sitting up here caring about motherfuckers who in relationships and haven't slept with their partner in years or who don't have nobody or they kid they daddy the boyfriend is a PDF file or There's a lot of stuff that's going on in these women. So like, right, hence of why they get off seeing people being bullied and harassed. All right, but no, I don't think the community sees y'all as corny, right? So we gonna go ahead and take that talking point and just flush it down the bullshit toilet, okay? I don't think people see y'all as that. I think there probably was some people just wanted to know if it was real. If you get what I'm saying, I think that some people was waiting for it not to work, but it seemed like y'all both moving forward, so something's there, right? Um, and then Cali brought a point up that I wanted to address when he said that him and Kevin coming together. One of the reasons that made him apologize to Kevin is because when he's a spectator like myself, we just sitting back and not watching and engaging in the bullshit. You realize how unhinged and how crazy people look. Especially like you said, they never even met each other in real life. People dragging the dead, people making fun of people's kids, people doxing, putting up even putting up paperwork and stuff, even though they I ain't gonna keep telling y'all doxing is the reason why doxing is illegal because it's behind the intentions. It's not because you put up public information. There's nothing wrong with putting up public information if you're doing a commentary. But if you're using it to bully, harass somebody, doxing, it's all about the intent behind why you put up the information. But anywho, um, y'all said that hopefully, uh, when you contacted Cali, when you said you contacted Kevin, and you said that, man, did we really look like this? And hopefully that maybe the community seeing y'all two squash y'all shit, um, will change them. Wishful thinking, my brother. Wishful thinking. But I guarantee you, I keep telling you, this is some different type of energy. The principality that's running this saga. Me personally, again, being spiritual, not that Bible bullshit, but being spiritual, this is a different machine, okay, running that saga, right? I'm telling you, I know I understand your heart, Callie and Sean, because y'all said y'all don't want nothing bad to happen to somebody, or you warning people, you trying to give them warning before destruction. Callie and Sean, these people have already made up their minds, sis. And bro, you and Kevin could be best friends on a yacht driving champagne. These people are gonna die doing this stuff, man. Okay? This is their matrix code. This is their purpose and destiny. And ain't no real shift is gonna happen. Cause right now, it's only some of them only paying kumbaya and Jesus is Lord because they fear death. Okay? They fear death and they afraid that when they die, they might go to hell. They don't believe in Jesus. So some of it right now that y'all see with some people who trying to be, holier than thou, um, they really don't want to pay for their sins, so they want to run to a sky daddy to justify their bad behavior. But some of these people, I'm telling you, that human centipede stuff, that when I broke all that shit down, there is a driven force, a machine behind this, right? This is not a new spirit. This is an ancient spirit. Somebody gonna get hurt. I'm gonna tell you that right now, and I ain't no damn prophet or anything like that. I'm a code breaker. Job to see the pattern and give you the next prediction based off the pattern. None of these ladies ain't gonna change until one of the top dogs up there get clock out or something extreme happen to them that people will change their ways. But I promise you, I don't think you and Kevin reconciling. I get what you was trying to say. It ain't gonna change these people's heart, Callie, because this shit deeper than them. Okay, remember, we not talking to a group of people who are deconstructors, like the people who y'all audience, your target audience, Kevin and you and Kevin had, right? We not talking about the community which we need to get back to work and embrace and build it strong, man. Kevin, I really hope you do let us back in, bro. Telling you, Kevin, you know you got some solid soldiers behind you. You know Cali, bold. You know Neo coming with the sniper, okay? We can really change some shit, man. Not saying you need us, not saying that at all, but I will hope that you see the bigger plan. But these people ain't gonna change. You're talking to people who believe in the Abrahamic religion. Okay, first off, let's start there. They already got their justification of why they behaving in such a bad way. You know, all of them run when I speak out. You know, they always come at me with, "Oh, the Bible say nobody's perfect." That's not what the Bible say. That's not what the Bible say. The Bible say, "Be ye perfect, because your Father's perfect." The Bible tells them to live right, live righteously, obey the statutes and commandments, love one another, be kind to your enemies, feed the homeless, take care of the widow, take care of the foster children, go around and be a light to the nations. But they would sit up here and say the Bible say nobody's perfect, and they got false light running with that shit. Just lying to these people. But I'm telling you, this shit is a lot of broken women on Cali and Kevin. Y'all, I mean, y'all know y'all not women, so that's probably why y'all don't understand what, you know, to the certain extent what I'm trying to tell you. When a woman is broken here, okay, when a woman is broken here and she's broken there, right, and she don't have that masculine energy, right, to help her to protect here and protect there, these women do lose their way. That's why when I explained to Sean, when I was talking to Sean on the phone, how I was so willing to forgive, not saying that a woman necessarily needs a man to get through things, but there's some type of psychological connection women do have to men, being that we are conditioned to look at them as our protector. I told Sean, right, the reason why I think when me and Chris fell out and when me and Chris reconciled and we became good friends again, right? I think it's because the way that Chris approached me with me asking to, you know, get past what we in, you know, asking for my forgiveness and apologizing to me. The first thing Chris kept hitting me with was number one, that he felt me as a friend. Right? He acknowledged he felt me as a friend. But number two, the most important thing he wanted me to understand is that he felt me as a man. And it's only because of the standard society has set on what makes a man a man. Right? Kevin, I mean, Chris is not my actual blood brother. Right? He's not my lover. Right? There was no romantic thing going on between me and him. Right? We were friends. But the thing that he said was eating him up as the most, as even his standard that he set for himself and society set. He said he just wanted me to forgive him based off of me, based off of him letting me down as a man. He said he feel like a man, a real man, protects and cultivates, spreads knowledge, and you know whatever. He felt like that's how he felt me first, and I couldn't resist his apology. Number one, I broke down in tears, right? Because a woman like myself who been sexually abused by men, robbed by men, beat up by men. The only time I lost a fight, I got jumped, and it took a man to knock me the fuck out. Two females and a male. I kept up with them, but it took a punch from a man to make me stumble and drop to my knee. Right? For someone who had very complicated interactions with men, difficult interactions, to hear a man say, "I want you to forgive me. I'm sorry I failed you, and I'm going to be there, and I'm going to show up for you for the rest of your life as your friend and as a man." The only way that I feel like Cali and Kevin, if y'all come up, you know, being that representation towards what women are looking for in men, maybe some of them might submit. Maybe some of them might turn a new leaf. I'm telling you, majority of them are not. Because I'm telling you, y'all are being studied. All right, I'm telling you, there's some white people in some coats in the lab, and they got all our videos, and they studying the shit out of this group thinking, religious bullshit, and whatever. It is an experiment. I promise you, it gotta be. Okay, but first, but the point of me telling you that story, just not to go off topic, how Chris was able to reach my heart. Now, I'm not telling Cali this is how you need to apologize to me. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just trying to tell you how important I think men don't realize, the good men realize how important you are to the women who actually care for you and love you. I actually cared for you and loved you. You was somebody that was very important. Bro, I ain't play about you, right? If I could go back and change a lot of shit that was said, absolutely. Especially when I was siding with false light. I would have never, if I would have known the outcome, right? But I think, as community, I know y'all saying that hopefully that the apology will change these women's heart. Most likely not. But what can help some of these women come from under this wickedness is if they do see real men, black men leadership. Cause let's be honest, Kevin, can we be honest? Cali, can we be honest? What positive black male role models do we actually really have? Right? Not too many. Okay? Not too many. In my family, my Uncle Johnny on my mom's side was only the few that I knew, right? Not trying to diss my mom's side of the family, but it ain't too many good males on that side of the family. Okay? But when good men are around, good men just need to rise up. I think if y'all do, put your ego to the side, master your emotions and master your feelings, man, y'all will be a force, man. And I'm hoping, that y'all do connect and things go back how they used to be. Cause watch shit change. Watch things get better. Watch shit shift. You think you big now? You thought you was big now. I truly believe if y'all two get back together, bro, I feel like y'all gonna go bigger than what you used to be. I believe y'all gonna go viral again. Right? Kevin know how that shit feel. People listening. I'm telling you, go take y'all asses to TikTok and listen to them young folks. Them young babies ain't stupid like a motherfucker. That's why I laugh when my mama forced my nephews to stand up when the pastor said he want all the Christians to stand up. Now my oldest nephew, he's a Christian, but the other two ain't feeling it. Right? Now auntie ain't influenced it, but auntie ain't influenced. What's up, Coco Hayes? I'm just saying. But we need that. That's what we need. But y'all, I'm telling you, focus on getting back to it, man. I'm telling you, Kevin, Cali, get back on the mission. Get back to it. The deconstruction community, we need y'all to rise up, bro. For real. But with that being said, I'm out. I'm gonna put away my groceries and then I'm gonna come back and I got some words for an influencer that I seen on Facebook, but I just found out I guess she's on YouTube too. It's a chick named Tiana Speaks. I gotta talk about I'm sick of some of this shit. But I gotta talk about some of this shit because what we ain't gonna do is group all the LGBT community in the same category. I'm gonna be asking some hard questions that I would love Tiana Speaks. What's her name? Tatiana. Tatiana Speaks and the believers that's like her the answer. Because we really gonna talk about what's the best way to protect children. Okay, Sidney Starr was dead ass wrong for what he did. And the reason why I'm not respecting his pronouns because I don't have no reason to respect a male identifying as a woman. If I have respect, I'll call you by the pronouns that you want to be called. Out of respect. But if I have no respect for you, I'm gonna disrespect you. Especially while you out here disrespecting people's children. And disrespecting the innocence of kids. I hate PDL files. When I say I hate them motherfuckers, I hate them motherfuckers. I don't know why these people won't leave goddamn kids alone. But anywho, I don't want to go too far, but y'all come back and check out that. You think I was saying some shit in this video? Wait till how I'm gonna break this shit down to Miss Tatiana Speaks, and I hope she sees the video because I'm gonna tag her ass to it too. Because what we ain't gonna do, nah, I ain't gonna let you get away with saying dumb shit, okay? But all right, family, hit the like button. I think I'm gonna leave with what song I'm gonna leave with. But Kevin, I still believe in you, regardless of everything that happened. I still love you. Cali, I know I told you I hated you before, okay? But I just want to remind you that when I use the word hate, it's not how other people use the word hate. It just means to me a strongly dislike. You know I love Queen Ye more than anything in this world, okay? I even told her I hated her during an argument because at that moment I did hate her. She was getting on my damn nerves, right? But I ain't never break down to y'all what happened that day. But before she threw that water in my face, I told the girl I hated her. I did. But I love Queen Ye. Okay. When I say I hate something in that moment, right? I am trying to articulate to you how I'm feeling towards you at that moment. Then it's a thin line between love and hate. So they say, right? Um, I feel like even with my stubbornness, I wanted to stay mad at you forever, right? Because that dream still scares me a little bit that I had about you in the glass house and you being a zombie. Um, but I also follow my logic minds, and I can see when a person is changing. That's my favorite story. Anybody's chapter of their story when you see a person just turn a new leaf. I love stories like that, man. When people just shed their old self, even with you cutting off your locks, bro, shedding that dead side of you. You know what I'm saying? The dreadfulness, growth. Ain't nobody expecting you get it right the first time, but even with that, bro, I know I said I hate you or whatever. I don't. Not in the way that you think. At that moment, I hated just how you was making me feel. At that moment, I felt like you just didn't care about me when I cared about you. Okay, I still have love for you, right? I wish you and Sean the best. Whatever work you and her need to put in to make it work, I hope it works for y'all. You know, and I hope y'all both get what y'all heart desire and you find your true happiness. We all pursue that. That's part of the American dream, to pursue happiness, right? So they say, right? But I hope you and that young lady, because I believe she can be humble all she fucking want. I do believe you found something special. If just her presence is influencing you into the way you're becoming now, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay to say my lady played a part in that. I say it all the time. Queen Ye is the reason why I'm not locked up. A lot of times when I was about to go do some shit to get me locked up, I'm so grateful each day that that girl is in my life. I'm so glad to be her fiance and to be part of her family and be a great stepmother to our daughter. If I didn't have Queen Ye, I promise y'all, I would have slipped up and I would have really fucked somebody up on this internet plotting. It's okay to know when the universe is putting somebody in your life as your peace, as your safety net, as your boundary to keep you from crossing them, or somebody simply to keep you from destroying yourself because of yourself, being your own self destruction. Sometimes the universe is sending somebody to blow out that fuse before you blow up. It's okay to admit that because I truly believe that's what's going on here. But I could be wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. I'm a code breaker. I see it. But all right, I see y'all in the next video, and I think I'm going to what's another song? I think I'm gonna play the Evil Twin song. I'm gonna play the Evil Twin. I'm gonna end with Evil Twin. All right, family, look out for the notification. I'm gonna put these groceries away. Come back for the next video. I'm telling you, come back. I'm gonna be talking mad shit. Come back. Come back. Peace.
Yeah. They ain't ops. They reflections. Same code. Different mask. Neo X. Decode the darkness. Evil twin, I see you in the mirror when I blink. Say you righteous, whole time poison what you think. Build a cult, turn your chat into an army in a link. Selling lies, feeding drama just to keep them on a string. Evil twin, you the villain but you playing like a saint. Throwing stones, hiding hands, painting halos on the paint. Same demon, different face, y'all identical in shape. One loud with it, one quiet, both manipulating fate. I seen YouTubers turn preachers with a ring light glow. Talking truth, but the script got a hidden undertow. Say I'm real, but they farm every tear for the show. Turn pain into profit, now they milking every soul. Got a target every week, who they dragging today? Build a narrative first, then they twist what you say. Audience cheering, they don't even question the play. That's a digital lynch mob with a comment section parade. They be screenshots, snipers cut clips out of line. Half truth, full lie, but it still go viral online. Play victim when they caught, now they crying on live. Whole time they the reason other people losing their mind. Evil twin, I see you in the mirror when I blink. Say you righteous, whole time poison what you think. Build a cult, turn your chat into an army in a link. Selling lies, feeding drama just to keep them on a string. But wait, let me flip it, other side ain't clean. On they high horse preaching, but it's cracks in the sheen. They be acting like they different, like they morally supreme, but they studying they enemy just to copy the scheme. Low-key worse, cause they master how to hide it better. Speak soft, move slick, but the lies get clever. Smile in your face while they stitch you together. Then drop a concerned video, tear you apart forever. Say I stand on truth, but the truth get bent. If it don't fit the brand, then the facts get spent. They weaponize perception, every word got intent. Turn integrity to content, now it's all just rent. Two faces, one code, different lanes, same road. Good guy image, just a cloak they sold. Real evil ain't loud, it's controlled. Evil twin, now I see it clear, it ain't no disguise. One scream lies out loud, one whisper lies in disguise. Both feed off attention, both survive off the lies. Different mask, same demon, just a different set of eyes. Yeah, they thought I was size. Nah, it's a system. Decode the darkness. We are the resistance. They told me, pick a side. Light and dark. But what if the truth is, you need both to see? I seen angels with egos, demons with discipline, like can be blind and dark, hold the vision and smile in the daylight. Cry when the moon rise, shadow behind me like you ain't immune, right? Balance ain't pretty, it's war in the mirror. Love and resentment, they sit a little nearer. Pray for the light, but I walk through the ashes. Truth ain't a halo, it's lessons and clashes. Yeah. Into the yang, I'm split in the middle. Dark in my heart, but I shine just a little. Can't have the sun if the night don't fall. Can't stand tall if you ain't gon' crawl. Into the yang, don't fight what you are. Pain make you deep, light make you scar. Balance the blade, don't sever your soul. Half of the darkness is making you whole.
I met my shadow, she said I'm your truth. You tried to bury me back in your youth. Every emotion you labeled as wrong turned into chains that you carry too long. Ego the villain, but also protection. Hate is a wound that ain't get affection. Light without dark is illusion and pride. Dark without light is where hope go to die. So I made peace with the war in my chest. Turned all my losses to part of my quest. Now when I speak, it's a code and a sound. Heaven and hell got the same battleground.
the sea. I am the lock and the key. I am the sinner and Satan entwined. I am the dark, I design the light you see. Yin to the yang, I walk in between. Half of me wild, half of me clean. Can't kill the dark, gotta make it a line. That's how you step into divine. Into the yang, I carry it all. Rise from the light, learn from the fall. Balance the blade, don't sever your soul. You need the darkness to make you whole. Decode the darkness. That's where the light is born.